All right, so this is just a old school boom bap tip, and really it's just more relevant to the period of boom bap hip hop in the 90s. It's a tool that sort of faded away as we moved from loopy beats to just using singular drums to make a drum beat. The idea behind it all is to fill in the skeleton of your drum beat with a rhythmic section or rhythmic loop in order to give your beat a little bit of body and fluidity to it. And this trick adds a whole lot of swing and a whole lot of feeling that you wouldn't really get just from the singular drum hits that we saw later on in the 90s. So this is like an early, let's say 90 to 93 period style beat. You would hear a lot of this on Black Moon, a lot of Souls of Mischief, of course Pete Rock, Molly Mall, that sort of era. And we're using the Ensoniq EPS 16 Plus today for this example as we bring in the drum parts of the skeleton of the beat. And by the way, if you have the EPS 16 Plus and you're wondering if the Ensoniq ASR 10 Beginner's Manual applies to the EPS 16 Plus, it does, and in further updates, any differences in the overlap between the two samplers will be covered. So here we are with this skeleton beat. Now, what we're missing is the element that will gel the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat together, and that is this. This drum break here, we can use it as a glue to wrap all the elements of our drums up and make them more fluid. So let's start things back up right now and take a listen to what happens once we bring in the loop. All right, and we'll just add in the loop now. All right, so you see what's happened. Immediately we have instant 90s boom bap vibe of hip hop. And it's important that you sort of filter out this drum beat with a high pass filter just so it doesn't compete too much with your kick drum and your snare drum. So it really just lays in the cut, really just bringing everything together. It's really a binder. You don't want to have too much bass or too much low end going on because you already have that with your kick. And in this particular drum beat, the kick is pretty heavy as well as the snare. So really it's just there as a finisher. It's almost like a clear coat to bind everything together. Now where this approach would really fit in nicely is in more modern lo-fi hip-hop music that we're hearing today. Lo-fi hip-hop from today is a direct descendant of that style of music where it's very, well, lo-fi compared to what we were hearing in the latter part of the 90s. So techniques like these would add a completely useful production element to how we make our music today. So from here on out, we'll just listen to how everything sounds, and I'll bring the elements of the music in and out so you can hear the differences, and I'll catch you on the end of the video. All right, so you saw the value that just a simple drum break adds. And not to mention, you can make your own drum break. You don't have to really take it from a record or something existing. You could program your own drum break, sample it, maybe with some reverb or other stuff to give it some spread, and then lay it under an existing beat that you have just to do exactly what we've said today. Yes, ideally, a drum break would work if you have a drummer or if you are a drummer. To get live sort of interaction between the drums is best, but there's no real rules to this. The goal here is really to fill out your beat so your kick and snare and hi-hat don't sound so isolated and alone and so mechanical. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked and learned something today, subscribe to us here on YouTube. I will catch you on the next one. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Peace.